Hello, good day. My name is Herbal Santiago and I'm a teacher. So for today, we are going to break away from our usual English and Filipino language and literature lessons because today I am going to teach my fellow educators one learning platform that we can use so that we can continue to teach our students even though we are practicing social distancing measures in light of the recent happenings, in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. So, I'm going to teach you how to navigate Edmodo. Edmodo is a free online learning platform for educators, for students, that actually parents can also have an access to. Alright, so let's not waste our time. Let's go ahead and go to the tutorial. Okay, so go to new.edmodo.com and this is the landing page that you will see. So it has the value proposition of the learning platform. It engages us to learn better together. According to this, it's something that we can use to manage our classroom and to engage our students. It is safe, it is simple, and best of all, it is free, right? So, for educators, according to this, the tools that we need to teach effectively and efficiently are all here. It allows us to send messages, to share class materials, and to make learning accessible anywhere. Save ourselves time by bringing all our classroom tools together. Okay? The second one for our students, it is a platform that our students would love because it allows them to raise their confidence, to find their voice, and to experience what it means to be a digital citizen. It empowers their learning and makes them become part of a vibrant classroom community. Of course, there is a limitation. This platform is only available for students who have an access to the internet. So again, unfortunately, if the student does not have access to internet, then we might then this might fail, right? So we might need to find another platform for them, or we should find a way to make internet accessible to our students. Not only is it accessible, but free and easy. I think they can use it in their cell phones. So even though it might be difficult, but they can still access it. And that's important. All right. So, thirdly, this allows the parents actually, to be involved in the learning and the teaching and learning. So they can get class updates, they can stay in sync with their teachers, and they can support learning at home. They can see the classroom activity and grades at a glance to help students stay on track. One of the things that I learned is that the only reason that the parents are, I don't want to say fighting, the only reason that the students would argue against a teacher is when they are unable to understand the logic of what the teacher is doing or saying. Because the moment that they do understand, they become a partner. When they understand what's happening, when they understand the logic behind the scaffolded activities, then you you wouldn't face a lot of I don't know, a lot of negativities from your parents. Sometimes sometimes it's one way of making our life as teacher easier also. Okay, so if you're new, you sign up, you go there. So you sign up. So because I'm a teacher, you go, I'm a teacher. Okay, so you sign up using your email address and you create your own password. Okay, actually, since I already have my own, it will look at this. Okay, so it will say emails already taken, so I need to log in instead. So as I log in, this is what we will see. Ta-da! Ta-da. Okay, so this is your digital classroom. This is what it will look like. Now, it's this one. All right. Okay, so that's how it looks like. Now, how did I set that up? How did I set up this classroom? Okay, stay. So this is how I set up the classroom. So in the beginning, this is how it will welcome you. So hi Herbal, what would you like to do first? So to set up a class or explore your interest. So I set up a class first. So I created my first class. So class name, language acquisition. Language acquisition. Well, I started with language and literature. Actually, I wanted to put in Filipino. Filipino as a subject. Filipino language acquisition. Filipino language acquisition. Okay, so I typed that in and look for the subject language arts. But oh no, the Filipino is not there. So I tried word languages. But Filipino is still not there. So I gave up on Filipino. I just put in language arts, and I selected the subject. I focused on ESL. So I focused on ESL. And okay, so I took it away. Okay, damn, took a while, right? So anyway, this is a sample, just a sample. Okay, so I said I put in 12th grade 12. So grade 12, these are their ages. Okay, so that's my language acquisition. The color is red. I changed it to green. because because green is an amazing color. All right, so language acquisition, I put in sample. So because I am thinking that in the future I will create a class called language acquisition, so I need to distinguish that. So I put in language acquisition sample. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so it welcomes you to the language acquisition sample. So it's like I could add student or I could explore the class. Of course, I chose to explore the class because I don't have a student yet. So look at the class code. You can actually copy paste that, and that's the one that you will be giving to your students. You will be emailing that to them. Okay, so that's my class code. And they can enter the class using that. So let's go to your classes. So I have two samples. All right. So this is the language acquisition sample. This is how this is my digital classroom. Okay. So I could add students. I could send a welcome post. It's like Facebook, right? It's like Facebook, except it's an educational platform, right? So I could post. Okay. So I could actually have a repository of all the formative assessment tasks that they will be giving. So all their outputs will be there. So I currently so the teacher is there. If ever I will have a student, it's there also. Okay, so language acquisition. Let's take a look at all the buttons and see what they are. All right. So it's like Facebook, no? You have access to other websites that actually give you more information. These are actually learning resources that you can actually put in your classes. So you have that. So you go to your language acquisition, you can see your language classes. So if you're just like me, you also color code so you would know. All right. So if you go to discover, you could see some of the things that you can put in. Right? Look at that. I would love that. The mindfulness for classrooms. All right, and some learning games. So we're gamifying our classrooms. So I like that there is that it has access to, these are your library, no? It can be connected to OneDrive. It can also be connected to your Google Drive to seamlessly integrates this with your Google Drive. So you can link your account so you can easily access and share files. Right? If you go to the messages part, you can actually see the messages from your students. Okay? So, right. Okay. No upcoming. So, you see, notice that there is that. So, you can actually create an assignment. And when you create an assignment, how will it look like? It will be like this. It will show you this. So, you put in the assignment title. So, for example, ESL class, right? So this is, since this is an English as a second language course, so we're discussing phrasal verbs, right? So dear students. So usually I put in dear grade 9 students, dear grade 12 students. So dear students. Okay, dear students. Right. Okay. Okay, so I'm typing it in as we go along. Okay. This is how I usually give instructions because these are kids. I usually provide scaffolded instructions too. So I put in for today, we are going to discuss phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs. I make it big so that they would know that it's the title of the topic right now. Okay, saving all changes. Okay. Alright. So, we're going to discuss phrasal verbs. What I do is, I actually have a series of videos that I put in YouTube, a series of tutorial lessons. Okay, so a series of tutorial lessons. Okay, so for example, if you go to my, okay, you'd see. So you'd see, okay, if you go to my channel is Miss Herbal Santiago _ teacher. Please go there and please subscribe. Yay. All right. So for example, I want them to study phrasal verbs. So I go there, go back to my site, I embed, I paste it, and the title is phrasal verbs. And then I attach. Yeah. Okay. So for today we're going to, okay, so they can one. So I give them specific instructions. So watch the video, watch the mini lesson. So phrasal verbs. Okay, number 2. I put in number 2. Use the following phrasal verbs in your own sentences. Right? So in your own sentences, period. And sometimes I don't stop there. I even let them practice their pronunciation, and I tell them to record the readings of your sentences. Right? Record the readings of your sentences. Sometimes practicing pronunciation is all a matter of giving them more opportunities to speak the language. That's the best way to teach them pronunciation. Give them a lot of opportunities to speak the language. Alright, so, and submit the audio recordings. And then I put in my closing. Stay safe always, Miss Herbel. Right? Okay, or Miss Santiago. I usually put in Miss Santiago. If it's Filipino, Binibining Santiago. Now, sometimes my students would then even the second sentence is still vague to them. So I'll put in very specific instruction. Create 15 sentences. Use the following phrasal verbs in your own sentences. Creating 15 sentences. Period. Okay? You click the assign. You'll see it there. Assign to. Okay, you put in the due date. What's the due date? And then the due time. Okay? So 1 p.m. You can actually lock it. So they wouldn't be able to submit after the deadline. Right? So there you go. And then that's how it will look like. Okay? That's how it will look like. So when they submit something, okay, a document, you will see it here. Right? And okay. Okay. So that's how it is. So if they click the blue thing, that's the blue thing, they'll see the attachment. Okay? So link to post, add post to library, you can edit the post. Alright? There you go. So they will see it here. Right? They will see it here. Right? You can actually put in information about you. So you can add your school, you can add a profile picture, you can add your bio. I suggest that when you create, and if you're a teacher, you might have been given a school ID or a Gmail that is created by the school. So use that. So you have the education to build your credibility, right? And all right, social links. However, I suggest that you put in only the professional social links. Like for example, your LinkedIn. Okay? So if you look at that, that will it look like. If you look at your post, it's here. Right? Right? And if you have this, it's actually easier to tell your supervisor that you're doing your job. You have a concrete, documented proof that you are. So you can change your school, okay? But I need to verify my password first. You can fill out the About Me section. You can put in a lot of resources and quizzes. You can connect and build your education community. You can be part of a lot of communities. And then you can check the progress of your school. You can also see the notifications. Right? Then, if you're logged out, you say goodbye. Okay? So, right. Sometimes, if you're still lost, there are a lot of resources here that will help you understand it better. So, if you go down, okay, we've seen this before already. So, if you go down, okay, so free for everyone, for admins, okay. So it's actually encouraging the admin to roll out Edmodo, okay, right. So if you go down, you can actually see there are the learn more pages, and you can see the resources. You can see the terms of service. If you're the kind of person who wants to know how the platform is going to use your data, you can check out the terms of service. So full disclosure, it's there. Okay. So check it out. Right, so that's terms of service. And if you need help, you go to Edmodo Help Center. So there are lots of knowledge libraries, troubleshooting, info and facts, teacher training, training resources. There's a contact us. So if you click that in, we'll see some of the questions that have been answered already. Right, so, right, pretty slick, right? Okay, game. If that's not enough, if that's not enough, you actually go to okay. So we go to learn more. Okay, and look at that. Everyone remembers the teacher who made a difference in their life. I don't know. Perhaps they would remember us. Perhaps they won't. But what matters is while they are with us, we have tried our best, or have put in our best effort to teach them. Now, okay, once again, that's Edmodo. Is it free? Okay. Yes, it is free. Okay. Does it Edmodo cost money? It does not. Okay. So you can download that, the app, the mobile app. See? So Edmodo pricing starts at 0. There is a free version of Edmodo. And if this is still something that still confusing to you and you prefer the step-by-step tutorial, I suggest you go here, the Edmodo teacher guide, and you can download the guide. Okay, you can download the guide. Let's see, it's an Edmodo teacher guide. And when you finally download that, you will have access to the step-by-step guide to using Edmodo. Charan! See? Teachers and students can collaborate in a closed and secure environment. Teachers can easily access their files 24/7, and best of all, Edmodo is free and free of odds. And that's it. That's Edmodo for you. I hope that tutorial has been helpful, and that given this, you will be able to actually create your own digital classroom using Edmodo. But before I end this video, I have two thoughts for you. The first one is, when you are as educators, we should be thinking ahead. And so therefore, creating digital classroom shouldn't be done when there is an emergency, right? Or when there is a crisis. Rather, it should be something that is part of the system of the school in the beginning. In the beginning of the academic year, you should have introduced your digital classroom to your teachers. You should have allowed your students to experiment, to explore the platform, and it should be mainstreamed inside your classrooms, inside your lessons, inside your curriculum. It should be part of your pedagogy. Actually, navigating this is not something that I learned on my own. It is something that my educator mentor has taught the schools that he's worked with. So Mr. He has taught us to be comfortable in mainstreaming digital online classrooms inside our classes. And actually, it's very that learning, that skill has been very beneficial now, because nowadays we do need to use digital online classroom because our students are used to it. It's easier for them to transition from the face to face to fully or to online classrooms. Um, as teachers, because I'm used to using it, it's also easier for me to use it. So that's the first one. I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that these on the digital classroom should be mainstreamed in the beginning of the year. Your students should know how to use it. You should have explored it beforehand. Because when crisis strike, then it will be something that will help you. Second, even though it's an online platform, it's actually quite, we shouldn't be lazy. We need to actually check the outputs of our students. And right now, that's the one that's taking up a lot of my time. I'm watching the outputs of my kids, of my students, sorry, of my students, and those are pretty amazing outputs. And I love listening to their stories. I love listening to the documentaries that they've created. But remember, we are still teachers, so our feedback is still necessary. So we are requiring our students to submit something, but we should also give feedback. Okay, so I hope that this has helped. This will continue to help you. Next week, I hope to. Oh, I am not affiliated with Edmodo, so this is really just a free tutorial to help my fellow educators. Next week, if I have the time, I'll teach. I will have another tutorial that will help you to navigate Google Classroom, Facebook group, and CISO. All right, so that's it for today. Stay safe always, stay healthy. Thank you for listening. Bye.